Somewhere along the line, I stopped creating for myself. For the last year and a half, I've been consistently documenting my journey towards traditional publication. So in addition to not only logging an insane amount of hours towards this project, I have also been logging quite a few amount of hours towards YouTube and social media. And I'm older. I thought that I could go into content creation with my eyes wide open, avoid burnout, avoid some of the pitfalls that everyone always talks about when it comes to sharing your life online. And I was humbled very quickly how quickly you can fall into the numbers game of content creation and social media. I don't think it's a secret if you've watched any of my earlier videos that I've been struggling with this, and I wanted to in this video show how I'm kind of going back to basics, how I'm reconnecting with my project, how I'm navigating this new and uncertain and incredibly uncomfortable process of revising my debut novel, and I'm really excited to share it with you all. So I hope you enjoy. Every time I don't vlog for like a couple weeks, I feel like I need to reacclimatize myself to speaking in front of a camera. And there is two gentlemen walking behind me. Okay, cool, slay. Anyway, hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Becca. I am a writer. I'm currently working on what I'm hoping will be my debut traditionally published upmarket fiction novel. It's a 90s East Coast autumn ghost story going under the name of Project Eden / Glass Paradise. And if you're not new, hi, it's so good to see you again. It is Monday, it is lunchtime, and I am here at what I'm hoping will be a cute little local stationery store. The last few weekends I have been traipsing around Wicker Park, and there were so many cute little stationery and knickknack stores, and I was really curious to see if I had any in my area, and I found one not too far. I'm very excited to go check it out. I am also going to hopefully work at a cafe as soon as I'm done perusing in there. I don't know if I'm going to record a whole ton, but I'm very excited. I'm trying to explore things that are closer to me a little bit more. Writing update. Let's get that out of the way. I sent some pages off to Ari, my lovely, beloved Ari, and she gave me some of the best feedback, which unfortunately included me going back and adding a different chapter 2 in Laurel's perspective, which is what I've been working on. It's good. I think it's necessary, but it's also causing me to rethink a lot about not only how the information is disseminated in the early parts of the story, but also a few of the plot lines and a few of the character dynamics. This is the part of writing that makes you want to bash your head into a wall, because I thought I had figured everything out fair and square when I replotted my fun and game section, and there's still stuff to be done. So I'm choosing to not let that bum me out. Instead, I'm using that as fuel to help me push forward, help me figure out how I want to navigate this moving forward. I have a call with Ari on Wednesday to go over some of that feedback and also ask her some clarifying questions, because the big thing with this story is that I worry that I've done too many subplots. Mind you, I've figured out a way for all of them to mean something and be important in like the grand scheme of things and like to Peter's character development, but it also might be too much. Okay, let's go check out some stationery and have ourselves a little working sesh. Well,
oh, bring me back to that day I had all is all I will, and not for this internet. Running, I run, call you up, you're on the other side. Say my name, kiss my name, believe no more. It's like we're right here, then I realize, how can I have you when we're worlds apart? Say my name, I'm not here, can only go so far. I don't mind, but the moment I realize, I don't mind, but the moment I
Hi guys, back with another car update. Unintentional, but happy for the change of scenery. A few notes. Number one, I've been filming with a different filter on my camera. It's supposed to give more of like a dreamy, like the edges are supposed to be a little bit blurred, especially with the light. Let me know what you think. I've been editing the footage up until this point with it, and I don't know if it's just making my footage look grainy, not in a good way. Number two, it is pre-work hours. I have arrived at Goodwill because I feel like perusing the tech section. I've been on the hunt for like a decently shaped portable DVD player because I am slowly making my way back towards physical media. So I started collecting like a couple movies and stuff like that, but only ones that I really care about. My white whale at the thrift store will be if I can find a copy of Practical Magic. I'll be so happy. Number three, I came here. This parking lot is massive and empty, and this car decided to park right next to me as I was getting ready to film this clip. So I had to like move up a little bit. I'm like, girl, read the room. It's like when you go to the bathroom and someone decides to pee in the stall right next to you, even though there's like 12 stalls open. Psychotic behavior, in my opinion. Number four, I don't have a mic on my camera, so I'm so sorry if the quality is not that great. This is the audio quality on my camera. Raw. Anyway, I am going to do my best to try and work out of the house today. I have a few work things that I need to get done, and the only way I can focus these days is literally just by hunkering down and like doing nothing but staring at a tiny screen. I need no bed, I need no outlet to help me lay horizontal, I need to just sit and work. But we are going to be doing some writing as well today. I have my call with Ari at noon to go over the chapters. I did end up finishing chapter 2, the rewrite that I did. Well, I completely added this chapter 2. So technically we've revised all the way up until chapter 5 now. Thoughts on the new chapter 2? It's doing a lot. I know it's doing a lot because I'm trying to figure out what actually needs to be in this chapter. I think I know now. Some of the work that I did this morning was work that it was like information dumping, like things about the timeline, because there's things that happen before the book that inform the answers that Laurel and Peter get or uncover like through their journey that I really needed to hone down. I think I was trusting myself just to kind of hold that information in my head. It wasn't working. It was not working. I think I also need to work on what Laurel can and can't do as a ghost. Ari pointed this out, and Laurel as a character is someone that I have not spent as much time with as I have Peter, and she's the other half of this story. She's like his foil, so I really need to know what I'm doing with her. So I think today, instead of like trying to focus on like revising chapters, I'm really just gonna sit with her as a character. And I think this is the interesting part about like the part of the process where I'm at. And in the beginning of the video, I had mentioned like how I'm not only reconnecting with like the story, but with my creativity like in general. And I've said this before, I was able to make so much progress so quickly up until this point because I was just drafting and I wasn't really letting myself worry about inconsistencies or problems that I knew I was going to have to tackle eventually. Eventually has arrived, and now I'm having to tackle these things. And I think I'm getting frustrated with myself because I'm not moving at the pace that I was moving at before. I'm learning to take it slow. And just because I'm taking it slow doesn't mean that I still can't achieve my goal of like querying in January. But at the end of the day, the goal is a good book. The goal is a book that people can connect with, that they feel like the characters are solid and individual and the story feels good and they feel like they can follow it from start to finish and it's something that they connect and relate to. Like, I need to remember that that's the point and that the process of getting it to that point is also the point. No one's holding a gun to my head to do this. I'm choosing to do it, and I'm stressing out about it because I want it to be good. I want it to be done well. This is like a reflection of me and my craft at this level and at this stage of life that I'm in. And I started writing this book because I wanted a story that reflected a lot of what I was feeling during the worst year of my life, and I never felt like I could find a book that encapsulated everything that I was going through, so I decided to write it. Oddly enough, I deleted YouTube Studio off my phone as well, and I didn't realize how much that would impact my mental health, how much better I would feel about my relationship with content creation and like making videos, because I started doing this whole documentation process because it was fun and I've always liked video editing. I just started getting sucked into like the metrics of everything that I was doing, and I started doing that with the book as well, and suddenly the book just became like fodder for the videos, and I just like, it muddled my relationship with everything. And this is something that like as a woman, like as I'm growing up and getting older, like I'm constantly having to evaluate my relationship with things, because I don't know if it's just like my personality or the kind of like digital landscape that we live in, but everything feels so muddled. So I'm learning to uncouple like unhealthy relationships in my life when it comes to like my creativity and my hobbies and things like that. And so I'm learning to just slow down and enjoy the process of what I'm doing, which is helping me connect to my creativity and the reasons why I want to make the things that I make, even if no one consumes it, even if it's just like I get a sense of satisfaction and pride from doing the thing. That's my update. Been talking for a while. We're gonna get some work done today. We're gonna be productive. We're gonna have a great call with Ari. I will debrief with you guys after that to talk through next steps for revisions. Let's have a good day. Let's go thrifting. Hi guys, welcome to Friday. I am just now realizing that every single update I've given in this video has been in my car. Each angle more unhinged than the last. I think this one's a pretty good one though. Hi! I did not vlog yesterday. I honestly have just been trying to balance this week with like giving 100% at work, also working on this book, remembering to like vlog everything. But let's do a little quick update. On Wednesday, you saw me work at the coffee shop. Just worked on work while I was there. I had a co-working session with Andrea. We worked for about like an hour and a half, which was really, really helpful. I feel like I got through so much work while I was on that call. And then around lunchtime, I came home, had my call with Ari. Now, Ari is the queen of feedback. Ari gave me some incredible insights. I feel like I had been kind of waiting to move forward with the story until I had talked with her about everything that she had read up until that point. I really wanted to make sure that like my Act 1 and the beginning of Act 2 were really solid before I kept going. And I can say that I think we're in a really, really, really great place. There's some things that we can fix on a line level, but on the whole, I think we're off to the races now. The only bad thing is that the Laurel chapter that I had written, the 4,000 words that I had been working on this week, I had to scrap. And then I rewrote it, and then I dumped another 1,300 words into that chapter, and those were still wrong. So yesterday I restarted again. My goal today is to knock out that chapter 2. After I do that, I do need to go back and then in my first now 4 or 5 revised chapters, go back and make those little tiny tweaks at the line level, because we made some changes to Laurel's character and her dynamic with Peter a little bit in the beginning. So I need to update that, because if I don't get in that mind space and start working through what their relationship looks like in this way, it's going to be a little bit hard for me to keep going the rest of the draft with that in mind. My mind works incredibly linearly, like visual and linearly. Today we're at a brand new coffee shop. I drove almost 40 hours. I drove almost 40 minutes out of the way to this coffee shop because I saw a tiramisu latte that I literally haven't been able to like stop thinking about. So it's Friday, I have a half day, it's 1:30. I'm hoping to be here until about 6. Also, I changed the filter on my camera. It now is back to the old filter. There's no haziness to it, and I think I like this better. So I'm kind of bummed that all of the other footage I filmed with the mist filter, but that's fine. We're learning. Okay, let's go. Hi friends, we're back home and I'm starving, and I realized that I don't really have you in my kitchen too often, mostly because my husband's almost always home the same time I am, and I don't feel comfortable vlogging in front of anyone, to be completely honest. But I wanted to give a debrief on how the writing session went today while I make some food for myself. So let's go ahead and get into that, shall we? So I was at that coffee shop for like 4 hours. And in those 4 hours, I really wanted to cry. I cannot lie. I was feeling some type of way. I sprinted by myself most of that time. I did not feel good. I did not feel good about the story. I did not feel good about the chapter that I was working on, which is crazy because I was on such a high. I went into that writing session so excited, and it just did not go the way I thought it would. I told you guys I've restarted chapter 2 I don't know how many times. I had spent so much time like grinding out words that just, I'm like, all I'm doing is telling. Like it's this weird thing where like, because I'm revising, I feel like at this point, every word that I put on the page needs to be immaculate, even if it's just drafting. Like I'm in this mode of making things prettier, of tightening things up. So I'm like self-editing everything that I'm doing as I'm going. And all that's making me do is like second guess every single thing that I put on the page. I got about 1,500 words into the chapter, or I chatted with some of my friends in a Discord, and Ari walked me back from a ledge, and I felt bad because in my writing community video I talked about how like part of being a writer is being able to lean on people, and Ari's read my most recent stuff. I trust her opinion. I know what I'm doing is good. I know the story works. I know like my work is strong. I just felt like I was fighting against something that I couldn't figure out. I was finding it really hard to like connect with the confidence. I knew it was there, but I was having a really hard time connecting with it. It's also like the first Laurel POV chapter, like in earnest, where I feel like I'm laying down the real true nuggets of her as a character, and she's so complicated. Like she's so complicated, and I have to figure out like how to weave all of this backstory and what she can and can't do, and what she does and doesn't know, and how she knows that, and how she feels about running into Peter, and like all of this stuff. And I just felt like I wasn't doing any of it well. I kept starting and stopping on like where I should like keep the scene going. At one point I was starting like too far in the past, and then at a different point I was like basically just word dumping. Also, yeah, I have my sunglasses still on because I want my hair out of my face. So yeah, I really struggled, and then I changed locations to Barnes & Noble, and I decided to do a writing sesh with Natalie, and that helped. I was like, maybe I should just go back to like a different, to where I was and just keep going. But I'm like, no, I can't keep going because I need the setup. I need to know what I'm working towards here from the beginning. This is where I'm setting up all the nuggets for all of the arcs, and if these aren't set, I don't want to write in a bad direction. Natalie inadvertently ended up giving me like a really good pep talk, and I've managed to eke my way through the rest of the chapter. It's not the 4,000 words that I thought it would be. It is 2,500, and I think part of the reason I was getting frustrated was because I felt like there wasn't enough to stretch the chapter into 4,000 words. And I was worried about that because of pacing, but I just was like, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna write the chapter. It is a first draft chapter. This chapter as it stands right now, this iteration of it is like a first draft chapter. So just like, let it be. And so I did, and I feel a little bit better about it. It's not perfect. Maybe Sunday I'll print out chapters 1 through 5 or put them on my iPad or something and go through and edit them all again. But I'm not mad. And I think, part of the theme for like this week's vlog was like reconnecting with my work. And you would think that the way the mental breakdown that I had earlier that I did not show would kind of break my spirit a little bit. And it did, but at the same time, that is part of the process. And like knowing that I care enough about something to agonize over the details when I don't feel like I'm like that in real life. I'm very go with the flow. I don't really care too much about like how granular things get. I know that this story needs it. There's a lot going on. While I felt defeated, I was also like immensely proud of myself for not giving up and honestly just being stubborn. being incredibly stubborn. I need to edit this video, so I'm going to sign off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I did not have a video last week and I missed it. I missed posting. I missed talking with you guys in the comments. Feel free to leave in the comments below how you guys are doing with your projects. Is there anything you're struggling with? Do you have any wins you want to share? If you want to follow me, I have an Instagram. It's at Becca Tobar Writes. I also have a Substack. It's called In the Margins. It's always linked in the description. If you want to support the channel, consider dropping a little bit of a Ko-fi. That's always helpful, never expected, always appreciated. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave a coffee emoji because that latte that I had earlier was so good, worth the 40-minute drive. But until next time, I am rooting for you. Bye.